Welcome to the first one-on-one session with Ila. I am Tori, the Dungeon Mom for the Campus Chronicles D&D campaign, and I'm here with Citrus, who plays Ila Omari, one of the player characters in the campaign, and I'm going to give Citrus a chance to share with us a little bit about who Ila is, what they're all about, and how Ila is feeling right now at this point in the campaign. The party just hit level 10. So yeah, Citrus, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Tori. Hi, my name is Citrus. Like Tori said, play the character Ila Omari, who's the Protector Aasimar Cleric, goes by she/they pronouns. Studies Herbology in the University of Andorra. Ila's a cleric. Ila tries her best. Maybe not to the maybe doesn't do the best, but they try. Ila started off as somebody who was very goofy, very silly, but as the story progressed with the others, I started seeing that there are more dark things in the world. In the beginning, I thought maybe they could have solved the problems that they are coming across, with maybe a little bit of violence, but not too much excessive violence, just, power of friendship type stuff. But as they were going through all this stuff, they noticed sometimes you need to be a little bit more stern, be a little bit more rough, because Ella lost two friends. Ella's trust has been destroyed at some point. Um, Ella's going through a lot right now, just too much, and Isla doesn't like to open up. So Isla is just holding all these emotions inside, and and doesn't have a proper outlet. So after reaching level 10 and losing their friend Claude, Ella feels that they're on their wits' end, and even though they feel like they should open up to their friends, Isla thinks maybe they might not accept me, and still struggles internally about what to do.
Very, very valid. To give you a idea of what recently happened in the campaign, we are coming in right around where the party is trying to enact Operation Radley, and present time we have completed that. But we are going to backtrack a little bit to the night before Operation Radley. About a week ago, the party, or most of the party, found a secret entrance to a dungeon at the University of Andorra by using a book called Magical Artifacts that was riddled with complexity, very difficult to read. However, Isla did crack this code, which led them to the dungeon. Now, in the dungeon, they found a bunch of different things. Suits of armor that fought them, skeletal dragons that they had to fight, as well as gargoyles, and a clockwork mage that was guarding the Eye of Darkness. And while they were down there, Isla had the wonderful idea to sit on a throne made of skeletal remnants, a bone throne, and had their second interaction with a deity, or I guess second deity interaction, as Isla's a cleric and has already been in almost speaking terms with Vitalis, their current deity. So all of that is a little bit relevant to tonight's or today's one-on-one session. And we are going to jump right into it. Wednesday night, the 13th of Marpanoth. Isla, you go to sleep a little bit earlier than usual due to the fact that you have to wake up early for Operation Radley, just to get ready and gather your gear and everything. And you know that for the past about week, you've been having these nightmares that have been cutting close to the things that Ila holds dear. And as you drift off to sleep, you feel that as your dreams are progressing, there is some darkness hiding. And at any point, this dream can turn to the nightmares that you've had previously. However, the nightmare does not come. Instead, you find yourself on a tall tower made of stone that is open to the night sky. Slowly, a figure emerges from the darkness. A woman of ethereal beauty and terrifying power. She is about 10 feet or so, 10 feet tall, as she kind of descends from above. The figure reminds you of the time you sat on the bone throne when you met the Raven Queen. This figure has the same commanding presence, but a different aura. One of chaos and beauty, rather than the intimidating and condescending tones you previously encountered. She has silvery blue skin that reflects the night sky, casting an unearthly radiance across the void. Her hair flows like midnight, threaded with faint, glimmering starlight. And atop her head is a crown of crescent moons and stars, marking her as the mistress of this realm. You recognize this figure to be Aruna, goddess of night. The cold intensity of her piercing eyes fixes on you, like prey caught in the gaze of a predator.
Do you feel it, little shadow? The weight of darkness clinging to your soul.
The weight of darkness?
Yes. It surrounds us, does it not? It seems to be surrounding you.
Ila looks down and at their arm and back up to Aruna. Is that the reasoning behind all my dreams?
In part. Bold you are, sitting on the bone throne, be it ego or stupidity. You've tasted power, but you are no more than a spark in the vast void.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I'm not that much of a. I'm not that big of a person.
But you could be. I could make you more, if you dare.
More, you say?
You have interested me, for whatever reason. I've needed a little bit of a twist in the present. You could be what I've been looking for.
And what would you need from me?
That we do not need to discuss yet, until you've proven yourself. But I will say this now. Bend to my will, and I shall shield you from the evilness that has been plaguing you. If you wish to end your nightmare streak. But cross me, and I will cast you into the abyss where even shadows are devoured. Choose wisely, child, for my patience is as fleeting as the moon's glow.
Do you want me to choose now, or do I have like a
She
day to think about it?
continues to stare at you. And you just
God,
see,
shit.
like, the ends of her clothing kind of just billowing in the wind that is now surrounding you. Like the eye of a storm. The calm. And looking around you, the chaos of the world.
Does Aruna just keep looking at Isla for an answer, or as this
Yes.
happens? Okay. Isla looks at Aruna and thinks about everything they've gone through, how weak they felt against Night Mother, how close they were to thinking they defeated her only for it to be in vain, and nods as they look at her very, what's the word? Seeming to be very sure of their choice. I'll do what you need me to do. Please help me.
You have a big day tomorrow. The gods are all watching on this one.
On this one?
There's a lot more at stake than you mortals realize. All of the gods now want to be involved in one way or another. It's time that I step in as well. As it is, some of the magical objects I've created have now begun to be used again on the material plane.
If I may ask,
you and your little group finding it.
the magical objects that you made, is one of them the Eye of Darkness?
It is created out of boredom. Proved to be rather entertaining.
She kind of smirks and laughs as she says this.
Isla just like awkwardly laughs as well. Not sure if they should be laughing or not. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Will you be watching tomorrow as well then?
In a sense, yes.
after the operation is done, is that when you will be able to help me?
Help is one word. I prefer to use the word test. That is what you must do in order to prove yourself worthy. But for now, I will shield you from the nightmares.
That helps. I think I'll be able to do better on my test if I don't have these nightmares waking me up in the middle of the night.
Rest, my child.
And you see her fade into the void once more as the storm calms down around you. And you see the night sky, a crescent moon, stars glittering above. And the rest of the night, you get a nice restful sleep.
Slay. For once.
Operation Radley comes and goes. You manage to rescue Bismuth. However, you also find that Clud has been possessed by Night Mother all along. And you manage to defeat Clud Mother. But this also means defeating Clud. After bringing everyone back to the university, you have a time where you get to relax and regroup for the rest of the day. And at night, you are visited once more. Again, you find yourself at the top of the stone tower. You see the crescent moon shining above, and an endless void beyond it. The soft glow from the moon grows brighter, and you see the figure, Aruna, emerge once more from the darkness. Again, hair flowing like the midnight sky with glimmering starlight, a crown of crescent moons and stars adorning her head, and her arms, necks, all decorated with ornate celestial jewelry. She seems more decorated today, or tonight, than in your previous dream. You see that she is wearing rune-etched armor, glimmering with a glow of energy, a hidden sort of power.
I see you, child of the material plane, with your arm marked by the shadow domain.
Ila looks at Aruna and, not sure what to do, just bows. You look as radiant as ever, Goddess Aruna. I completed the operation, but I lost a friend. I'm not sure if I passed that test or not.
Flattery will get you very far. You are already starting on the right foot, so to say.
Ila does a little fist bump.
The operation went rather well. all things considering. No need to worry about your friend. They will return.
Isla perks up at the sound at hearing this. You're sure?
I am a deity. When I speak of falseness,
Of course, you're right. I'm so sorry. It was foolish of me to think that you, someone so powerful and smart, will ever lie to me. I'm so sorry. No falsehood would ever leave your lips, Goddess Aruna.
ah yes, this is what I'd like to hear.
Oh, thank God.
You're full of potential. You just need to be pointed in the right direction. The energy that you've encountered, my energy, has bound us, whether you accept it or not.
As she speaks, her voice is a blend of silk and steel, echoing across this void. She speaks with a command and disdain sort of presence. She has been floating in this void further away, but now she comes closer. And as she does, her movements are fluid and deliberate, like a dancer moving across a stage. The crescent moon above flares brighter, illuminating her in sharp contrast to the shadows that cling to the edges of your dream. She raises a hand as she gets close up to the stone tower, and you see that she has changed from a 10-foot figure down to a 6-foot figure. Her hand, as you see, is raised, and the shadows creeping up your arm flare with an eerie black light.
This power within you is starting to creep into your soul. I can shield you from the clutches of greater evils that should claim you as their pawn. In return, you will carry out my will, sowing my influence in the places I can no longer touch. Do not mistake this for mercy, mortal. It is an offer of survival. Vitalis has not protected you. With your arm in the state that it is. I, however, can and will, and can teach you how to use this power. and make it bend to your will.
She
All the words that
pauses
are coming out.
and kind of like lowers her hand, and you see the power still kind of like flaring in your hand as you look at it. The shadow hand turns to resemble your hand again once more, and then turns back to shadow. The balance between your real arm and the shadow arm shifts to take over your full arm. So it looks as like a sleeve.
Ila looks at their shadow arm and thinks about what is being said to her. This is what she wanted. She didn't think power was something that she would want, but with everything that has been going on, power just seems too good to deny. And as she looks at the shifting of the arm and really thinks about what Aruna says, Ila looks at the goddess straight, like face to face, like straight up. I will do what you need me to do. Just please grant me the power to stop her.
Prove yourself worthy of my protection, and you shall walk the line between dusk and dawn. Fail, and you will become nothing more than a shadow in my way.
The dream shifts as Runa gestures towards the sky, and she fades, as well as the surroundings that shift in terrain, twisting and turning and reforming. And the stone tower is gone. The world that you are in very much reminds you of your childhood. You see a fractured version of the garden in your childhood home in Hillreach. The magical herbs and rare plants sway in the breeze, but as they do so, you see these shadowy veins within them. You see the back greenhouse, the one your mother told you to never go into. The door flings open, hitting the side of the wall as the wind picks up, the rush of cold air pushing you forward, propelling you forward inside towards the greenhouse. What would you like to do?
Sorry, can you repeat the last part? The greenhouse.
The door opens, and there's a wind that picks up behind you, pushing you forward towards the open door.
And this is the door that took Ila to the Shadowfall, correct?
This is the door to the greenhouse, and then inside the greenhouse is where the portal lies.
Okay. Ila takes a deep breath and fills himself up with courage and anger so they can move forward each step. So slowly, her steps were shaky at first, scared about what is to be, but slowly they strengthen, and Isla fills herself with resolve, knowing that this is what she needs. No, this is what she wants. As Isla walks into the greenhouse.
All right. And as you do so, you see even more the fractured, sort of like dark energy shifting and turning again inside the greenhouse as well, with all of the plants that grow here. These, you remember, are the most rare plants that your mother grows. However, here, they are much darker. They have a very negative energy surrounding them. As you continue forward, you see the door. The one that your mother told you to never open, to always ignore. And there's something knocking against it.
Isla looks at the door for a moment and then shakes her head, saying, fuck it. Going towards the door, towards the knocking, and confidently grabs the handle, whatever it has, and opens it, ready for whatever is to come.
Okay. As you open it, you find a black swirling void before you. One that adult Isla recognizes as a portal to the Shadowfell.
Even though Isla has a bit of experience with the Shadowfall and the portals, Isla still lets out a little bit of a shaky breath seeing it, but remembers what they're here for. Remember who she's doing it for. And steps into the portal.
Okay. As you step into the portal, you feel the familiar twist and pull as time and space warps around you. And you find yourself in a very, very dark, twisted forest. What would you like to do?
Can Isla look around the forest just to see if it's anything familiar?
Go ahead and make a perception check, as well as,
Okay.
or perception or history. Actually, history would make more sense.
Okay. Let me just double check this isn't the right one. Okay. Just recheck. Okay. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Perfect.
As you are looking around, you know that this particular spot is very, very familiar. This is like a moment of deja vu of when you were a child, going through the portal for the first time. The spacing of the trees very much remind you when you were lost in the Shadowfell and trying to find your way home. And with a dirty 20, you remember partially the way that you went. Your memory guides you forward as you try to retrace your steps, if you choose to do so.
Can Isla just look around to see if there's anything else that might catch her eye?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Where is it here? That is an 8.
You don't really see anything.
Damn.
What you do see
Damn.
is a reflection of shadows of branches from the trees. As from what you remember, the Shadowfell is dark, hardly any light, but here, a crescent moon hangs in the night sky, casting that same soft glow.
The crescent moon is just up above?
In the night sky, correct.
Damn. Ella looks at the moon, at the crescent moon, and is reminded of Varuna. This has to be the test, right? And as Ella thinks this, Ella just retraces her steps that they remembered.
All right. You continue throughout the forest, trying to find where you need to go. You don't necessarily notice if anything is following you. Here and there, you'll hear some scratches or a faint scream. And all of this very much reminds you of when you were stuck, lost in the void. And this continues as you are continuing throughout the forest. You hear something behind you. A growl sort of noise. And instinctually, you lunge forward and avoid a strike from a shadow beast. And as you turn, you are face to face with a creature that has no eyes, 4 arms and 2 legs. It uses 2 of the arms and the 2 legs to crawl like on all 4s, and it has 2 arms free. And we are going to have you roll for initiative.
Man.
And this is going to be a little bit of theater of the mind. So right now you are just within that 5 foot, close range.
Okay. 16.
All right, I have a 13, so you're going to go first.
So I was just gonna go for it then. Isla would like to use Burning Hands
Okay.
on the 3rd level.
Okay.
And that's a dex saving throw of 17.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Damn it, alright. You're gonna take half as damage on this then.
Okay.
So the total damage is 13.
Okay, so that would be half is 6.
6. Whenever you half it, it's a lower number, right?
Correct.
Okay. And with their bonus action.
What kind of damage is this?
Oh, fired.
Okay.
And for their bonus action, Yeah, Alice is gonna try to take a few steps back. No, it is close enough, so if Alice steps back, it'll be a thing. Never mind. I
Okay.
will just glare at the beast.
Okay. You see it kind of like try to dodge away as you cast Burning Hands, and you see that it gets burned a little as it kind of like flails around and screams. It now lunges again towards you. The first misses. The second one is a 14 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. As it tries to lunge forward and use both of its free hands for its claws to swipe towards you. And you see that these are slightly smoking. These are the hands that were hit with that Burning Hands attack. And you just see that as it tries to get more in your face, its teeth are like fangs, very, very sharp and pointy. It has a tongue that's very much more like a snake tongue, slithering around. And it's your turn.
Okay. Ila would like to use guiding bolts
Okay.
on the second level. Now, guiding bolts is... No, it doesn't matter the distance, right? It won't be a disadvantage, or what?
I think it's supposed to be, if it's a ranged spell, it's supposed to be disadvantage.
Okay. So, yeah, it might be a disadvantage. I was just gonna do it, though. So 2 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, the first is 28. The second is 21.
Nice. Yes, 21 hits.
Awesome! The second level, the damage is gonna be 16 radiant damage.
All right. And with that, you shoot out Guiding Bolt, knowing the distance is close, but you need to do something big. And as you release this radiant light, it burns a hole straight through it, and this creature crumples to dust. But the scream that it released brings over another creature. You see another one approaching from the side. This one, long sort of body with these long arms and long claws. Its face looks more like a demon with 2 horns curling backwards and these 2 shadowy, almost like an evil warlock cloak, kind of like shape of like wings attached to its back. And you've encountered one of these before when you were fighting in the Shadowfell. And this creature is going to take over the other's initiative spot.
Is this one also close? Like the other one?
It is further away, and you can sense it with your passive perception of 15. As it is flying in, the light from the moon makes this very obvious that it is approaching you. And it's flying down and settles right in front of you, next to where the other one was.
Okay.
All right. This one lunges forward with Its claws. That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, the other one's nat 1, so that does not happen. And you take 12 psychic damage.
Okay. This would be after Operation Rally, right?
Correct. We can keep
So
the
with
current level.
Okay, so with
Yeah.
the monocle, that would be...
Correct.
Okay. Alright, got you. Oh,
And that'll be
Isla
the end of its turn.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do a reaction.
Oh, wait.
I think it's too late.
Oh, you can do a reaction. What did you want to do?
Warding Flare.
Okay.
You're a type A creature that can be blinded within 30 feet. Use a reaction to impose an advantage on the attack roll, but it already passed.
Yeah, the disadvantage. Yeah, that already passed then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Alright.
as this happens, it's going to take the hide action as its bonus action.
Let me see.
And if you would like to find it, you would have to make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. True roll. Okay. I have to succeed a perception check, you said?
Yes.
Alright. Let's try that then. Ooh. 14.
No, you do not see it.
Damn.
What you can do is try to swing blindly to attack it.
Okay. It's still in combat though, right?
Yes.
Or is it out of combat? Okay.
In combat.
Okay. So I was gonna take out their mace and just like blindly swing around
Okay.
to see if they hit anything.
Go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. Lowest is 22.
Wow. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
We love the high rolls tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2.
Only 2 damage?
Yeah, I got a
Okay.
really bad roll on that one.
That's okay. All right. So, yeah, with the 2, you manage to swing blindly and you hear a crackle as you hit a tree. And you think it's just a tree until you look and you see that you actually hit the arm of this creature. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let's see.
You still have a bonus action.
Yeah, I was gonna use your bonus action to harness the divine power and regain a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay.
And I was just gonna keep their eye on the beast.
Jail. All right, it is going to come out, and it is going to swing twice and miss both of those.
That sounds like a good die, Tori. What do you mean, jail?
Jail.
Alright. Isla is going to use Guiding Bolt again.
Okay.
And is the creature still close?
Yes,
Right?
it is not. It's not removed.
Damn. Okay, so a disadvantage again.
Yeah.
Damn. 14.
14 does hit.
Oh, thank God. That's going to be, wow, 9 radiant damage.
Okay.
And let's see.
9?
9, yes.
Okay. You see that the radiant damage that you were doing deals a lot more damage than you really think it does. As it like burns a chunk of this creature's like stomach, and you see like a visible like gouge in his body. It shouts something in a language you do not recognize.
Damn it.
Are you finished with your turn?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. The first one is a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
The second one is a 24.
That does hit.
And that is another 12 psychic damage as it like hits you with its claws again.
Okay. Damn. I keep forgetting to do that. Surely this. Is that able to see like how badly the creature is damaged?
You've done a decent chunk just from the one attack.
Okay.
That is all I'll say.
All right. Ila will
Wait, question. Guiding Bolt was cast last, right? So you would get advantage on this next attack. So if you do choose to do something, even if it's a spell, a ranged spell, you would probably cancel out the disadvantage.
Okay, awesome. I thought so. Okay. Ila would like to use Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So the creature has to get a dex save of 17 higher.
Dex?
17, yeah.
19.
Well, that
Half?
sucks. No, it doesn't say that.
Okay.
It just says, oh no, sorry. It takes 1d8 of radiant damage. So yeah. My bad.
So half. What spell was it?
Sacred Flame.
Ah, okay.
So it just is, since it's saved, it just takes 1d8 radiant damage. So
Wait.
I'll just roll.
Nope.
Mhm.
It takes 0 damage. The target must succeed or it takes the damage. It doesn't say it takes half damage if on a fail, so it would take 0 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. So it's
No,
good.
no worries. So you cast a spell trying to bring some flame to come down into the sky, and you see that it quickly kind of spins around, flapping its the like hooked wings out on its back, and it snuffs out this flame, the light that appears.
Damn.
And it glares at you, grinning. And you see like little teeth kind of like poking out as it does so. Crooked, snaggly, dirty teeth.
Mm-mm.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It comes back, does a 13 hit,
Nope.
16.
That is right on the dot, yeah.
Okay. You take 9 psychic damage as it lunges forward again with another one of its claw attacks.
Okay. Is that the end of their turn?
Yes.
Okay. Ila will use Burning Hands on the second level on this creature, and then I'll have to do a dex save of 17
Okay.
to cast.
That is another 19.
Damn. So it takes half the damage. Takes 6 damage.
Here, I'll bring back the other dice.
Yeah, please, Tori. Come on, man.
6.
Takes fire damage.
Fire?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It is pretty beat up at this point. You see that it's taken quite a bit of damage. This last hit didn't do as much as that guiding bolt one, though, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll use the other die this time. Just kidding. That is a 18. Oh wait, sorry. Was there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Since I get an 18. Sorry. So do I have to say that Isla wants to do a warding flare before?
No, you can do it during. That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
So disadvantage.
So disadvantage roll.
Okay.
And it has blinded.
Okay. The
Can it be
18.
blinded, the creature?
Yes, the 18 was disadvantage.
Okay.
That's the lower roll.
Damn. Change the die.
That was the bad one.
No, you're kidding. No, this is rigged.
All right, yeah, so that was with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 8, 10, 8, 11 psychic damage. That's for the first one. But this disadvantage would count for the second one, I would say. And that is a 4.
Okay.
No, sorry, a 5. The second one is a
So
5.
16 total.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just... What did I say before? 11 damage?
11, yes.
Psychic damage, yeah. All right. You see that it has, it's like blinking around, stunned a little bit. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Is going to use guiding bolts on the second level one more time.
Okay.
And it'll be at disadvantage.
Yeah.
And they're both 30. They're both 20s.
They're both natural 20s. Get out.
So the lowest is 29. And
I love this for you. I'm taking a screenshot.
That's crazy. And that is going to hit for 46.
You annihilate this thing. You have been getting hit by these claws, the psychic damage hitting you, making you kind of like think about the PTSD that you kind of still hold deep within from when you were trapped here before as a child. And you just release all of this pent-up energy that you are just sick and tired of being here. You just want to leave and get out. And you annihilate this with burning, bright light. And the forest is quiet around you. In the distance, you hear a pterodactyl-like screech. What would you like to do?
Is a pterodactyl screech in the direction of the way Isla took
No.
to leave? No?
It is off to the side. It's not behind you or from where you came from or from where you're trying to go.
Okay. Isla's first gonna use a staff of healing first, actually.
Okay.
To heal with cure wounds at the first level.
Okay.
So that is going to be... My bad. I was going to heal first for 12. And I was going to use it again, because why not?
You're down to 34 HP?
30, yeah, I'm down to 46 now.
Okay.
I went up 46, and I'm going to use it one more time for cure wounds again, and I'm going to go up for 10. And I was going to go follow, go through the same path they did to get out for when they were younger.
Okay.
I was gonna try to dash. Just wants to get out as quick as they can.
I would like for you to also make a stealth check, please.
Oh, guidance. With guidance. Damn it, game! What's going on?
All right, you're hiding. You think you're hiding behind a tree, and as you're now looking around, the tree vanishes. You're in the middle of like a cluster of trees. However, it flies off in a different direction, almost as if it's being called away. You continue forward, kind of gathering yourself once more, and keep going. And you realize, nope, I'm not going to say that yet. You need to can you make a perception check for me, please?
Yeah. With guidance. Perception, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck. That's gonna be an 8 with a 2, so it's gonna be a 10.
Okay. So you keep going. You don't really notice anything following you. But you come across this you hear with your passive regardless. Crying. Child crying. As you continue forward, you see a child with gray hair curled up in a ball against a tree. But they are covered in a shadowy sort of essence. And as you approach, they look up and you see that this is you. The child blinks, wipes its tears from its eyes, and it morphs into an adult version of you now. A twisted smile spreads across its face, and you see that this figure very much reminds you of the evil doppelganger from one of your nightmares. A voice echoes around you.
Everything you dream comes from somewhere within you. These thoughts lie somewhere deep within.
You hear Aruna say, I wouldn't trust the gang either, twin. Especially Marik, reporting everything to section. Like, okay, King, pop off, but leave me out of it.
Why is that kind of accurate? Isla looks at the doppelganger and is unsure what to say. No, I trust him. I think. I mean, he was honest enough to tell me about why he did the things he did, so.
I mean, yeah, but that was like way, way, way later. Broken even said something earlier, like, come on.
As Ella tries to find any reason to try and protect Mark's name, Isla just shakes her head and looks at the doppelganger and says, you know what? No, why are you cooking? Yeah, why are you right? Yeah, he said it way too late.
Yeah, Queen.
And then now...
Of course I'm right. I'm you.
Yeah, I'm always right. You're right. And now we're a part of this whole thing with section, and now we have to report what happens, and we don't even
We were
know who
just
to
like
trust.
shoved into this, you know? We didn't really even have a choice.
Yeah, because the Vita Lumina was gone, and now Morpheus, and everything's going to shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And Gail's gone now, and Clud, and Riki has enough going on. He doesn't need to hear about our little dreams. Like, that's not even a big deal. Psh, we're doing
Exactly.
fine on our own. Trust.
Trust. Nobody needs to know about this.
Right. Psh,
Everything.
therapy? We don't need therapy.
Therapy needs me. They need to pay their bills. But I'm not gonna let them pay their bills with my problems.
Right. We just make super impulsive decisions that could totally kill us before even thinking about it. But, you know, we turned out fine.
Yeah, it's not like we died or anything. We survived, right? We're still here.
Right. We've just seen friends die before. It's like a normal thing now. Riki's died like 3 times.
And he always comes back. And Aruna said that Clu's gonna come back, so everything is fine. Like Isla tries to like make themselves believe that everything is fine. Everything will be fine. But things could be better. Isla says out loud, things could be better. But with the strength I have now, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I need something more.
You see her smile grow wider as she takes her arm and like kind of points to guide you in a specific direction. You see a portal. This one swirls of purple and black.
What is this?
Trust.
That's all Isla needs to hear. Does evil Isla let go so Isla can walk through, or does the evil Isla still
Nope,
hold on to her?
they're just pointing towards the portal.
Isla goes towards the portal and looks back at evil Isla. You're just gonna stay here? You don't feel uncomfortable with the shadows? Belle?
You see evil Isla hold up their hand, and their whole arm is covered in shadow. I'm a part of it now.
Isla looks at their own shadow arm and just nods. Okay. Hopefully I don't see you in my dreams, but you know what? You were pretty chill, I guess. Peace. And Isla just Isla shows a peace sign before walking through the portal.
They put up like 2 peace signs, kind of like like an anime girl would do, and then they just see them
God.
like skip off.
I mean, at least she's happy.
And she's like, "Pop off, Queen, slay!
Slay the witch house down."
All right. As you step through the portal, you look around and you see a very interesting sort of scene. Before you were in the middle of a dungeon-like room covered in stone walls and a stone floor. Around you, you were surrounded by people that you recognize. Rosie, Deke, Galfrey, Joni, Austin, Astrid, and Beatrix. In the circle with you is Luna and Riki. They are facing off to fight. As you look down towards you, Your body is more of like a silvery ghost-like appearance rather than a physical Ila appearance. You see Luna pull out her wand and wave it around to attack Riki. You have a moment to act, knowing that Vitalis follows light and healing and wants to fight darkness. But you feel a different darkness, fueled with anger and hate that builds within you. What would you like to do?
So Luna is about to attack Riki.
Mm-hmm.
Ila will. So Ila can't. Ila's a ghost. Ila can't push Riki out the way.
Well, you don't know. What would you like to do?
Ila tries to push Riki out of the way.
Okay. You try to do this, but instead you get caught in this spell as well. And as Luna releases this dark spell. One second. Gotta find it. You feel necromantic energy washing over you. And I don't think that's the right one. No, it is. And you feel darkness creep up inside for a second until you are shielded by this spell. But you see Riki take the full effect and crumple to the ground. You can't make out what everyone's saying. The words are muffled. But you see them carry Riki to another room, opening the double doors and laying him on a stone-like table, shackling him. Some other people enter the room, several different figures all in robes. You see that they heal Riki to bring him back, and they are in this room chanting. What would you like to do?
Ila would like to run up to the room and try to take Riki away or stop them from chanting, smacking them.
Okay. So you go up, you're smacking them, you see them wince a little bit as you do this. They continue in their chant. You go and you pull at Riki, and as you're pulling and pulling and pulling, you see Beatrix raise a bejeweled dagger to plunge into his heart.
Ila is just like frantically yelling, "Stop, stop!" and is trying to pull Riki before seeing it's useless and instead tries to go after Beatrix.
Okay. As you do this, you're trying to block the dagger from hitting Riki, and it goes through your shadow arm into Riki. But as this happens, you see Riki fade away, but Beatrix's face looks in confusion. Did it work? What's wrong? This hasn't happened before. Are you... She will be furious. And it fades.
Isla's just like taking like a shaky breath, just wondering if Riki is okay, like what happened, and just looks around, seeing if they can see anything else.
The vision fades into a void, the surroundings twisting and turning again, until it reforms into Momsy's new apartment. You move around through the apartment, and as you continue, you find Momsy in the bedroom on the floor, writhing in pain as the black spiral tendrils of life rot creep up her body. Suddenly, she stops squirming and stands up straight, staring at you with purple eyes. Around you, you can hear the familiar voice of Aruna.
You can choose to save her from this path and free her from the twist of fate. Or you can choose to save yourself and rid yourself of darkness. That is your final choice.
The answer's pretty clear, right? I have to save my mom. I gave her this. I have to save her.
So it is
Help
done.
save her.
And you see Momsy return back to her normal state without life rot, as she kind of shakes her head and looks around a little confused until she sees you and smiles. Hey, Lil La, come here, give me a hug. Her arms outstretched, open.
Lets out like a little sigh of relief and throws herself into Momsy's arms. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better now.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Come,
Sorry.
I've got a recipe for some Coca-Cola cookies I've been wanting to try out.
Oh, with paprika?
Mayo.
That sounds delicious.
The vision fades. You find yourself once more on top of the stone tower, the night sky shimmering in the distance as the moon glows and illuminates the area a little bit more. You see that this stone tower is in the middle of a vast forest. And Aruna appears once again.
You have proven yourself adequate. The light of twilight will bow to your will for now. But do not mistake survival for triumph. When the time comes, mortal, you will be summoned. Not as an equal, but as my instrument. Serve well, and the darkness may yet favor you. Falter, and you will learn what it means to truly be abandoned by the night.
bows their head as they close their eyes. I will do what you ask. Thank you for this opportunity, Goddess Aruna.
Don't worry about Vitalis. One of my messengers will let her know the news. I fear she's never truly protected you in the ways that you deserved. You'll find that I'm very loyal to those who prove themselves.
No, I was just gonna say, I will do my best to show you just how loyal I am. I will do my best. Trust.
With a wave of her hand, the dream collapses into darkness. And you awake, the goddess's final words lingering in your mind. And as you look around, you find that it is twilight, the soft glow from the sun that is about to rise, filling the room. And that is where we are going to end this one-on-one session.
Damn. Why is evil Ila kind of fire though? She looks kind of cool.
I did my best to embrace what Isla would do.
Nah, you got it right. You got it right.
I got it right. Thoughts, questions, concerns.
Nah, the whole thing with Riki got me scared, bro. I was like, Riki, no. Oh. It's really interesting though. Just like all those things were like tests for Isla.
People need to be tested in more ways than one.
Damn. Okay. I'm just not very good at tests, but you know what?
You did
I
well
will
with
try.
this one. You did well with this one, I'd say.
Okay, fire. That's the only test I've ever passed, I think. I fear.
Hey, Isla's last midterms were not that bad. Come on.
And Isla's putting studying hours. So please.
Facts.
Next was gonna be good. But I liked this session a lot. I liked it. It was fun.
All right. Well, the next one's going to be very interesting. And I'm excited to see how things progress.
Okay, well, that's not exciting for me. If you think something is exciting, that means something devious is being plotted, Tori.
Not necessarily.
Okay. We'll see about that. I'm scared, but also excited.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Citrus, for the one-on-one session. And until next time.
Until next time, Tori.